Hello, Leo, and welcome to your Timeless Justice for Leo reading, where we discuss the topic of yes, justice, however the conversation would like to be held. Bear in mind a few aspects before I get into the reading is that whatever brings you here, however you're affiliated to the terminology of Leo and or the latter, is in perfect form to listening out to this reading and see if anything applies. Bear in mind that you have tapped into a collective reading that I, 7th, am holding at this time. This is not a personal one-to-one connection, so utilizing your discernment is key to taking the likes and leaving the dislikes. Remember that feminine and masculine energies are non-gender specific within a reading. However, femininity has both feminine and masculine energies, masculinity as well as feminine and masculine energies. And furthermore, if you'd like more insight as to who I am, check out the description box below. It will have many forms of content, content for you, all right, via links. This is one of two sister channels that I run. This is Sekhmet's channel. If you'd like to gain access to the sister energies of hers, Basset, feel free to check out, again, that description box below. You'll also see a website where you can find out more information as to who and what I am as 7th, as well as book any services that I'm having made available for you. However justice would like to come across is however the story will unfold. You may or may not find that these readings could be considered merciful and merciless to you. However, that's exactly, again, how she would like to carry forth that conversation. So your opinion need not apply. All right. Let's get to your reading. Justice for Leo. Listen, that's not a good sign. Because, Leo, fire has been on fucking fire with me in this reading. It's Aries refusing to do an ego death. Saggy lying inside. So let's see how it is for you. All right. But it may trigger. Okay, let's keep that shit real. Let me try to catch that shit too. All right. Oh, God. I'm sorry. This is just so funny. All right, bottom of the deck, Tower. So, there you have it. Let's get to it, Leo. I am 7th, aka Master 7th, that reads these energies for you. I'm a master healer that provides remote wellness alignments and tarot intuitive insights such as this. All right. Okay. Alright, so congratulations. This is not going to be as bad because the thing that you have under control is that you're honoring and embellishing yourself and what it means to be, yes, within the fire element of your association. Alright, as Leo, part of alchemy towards elements, you are fire. Alright, in that where I was like, oh God, let's see where this energy is going to go for you, because your sister energy is of Aries and Saggy in the element of in the element of fire is all but fucked up. All right. Now, here it's not. And the reason why it's not compared to it still may be a fucking hard pill of truth to swallow, this type of reading. You are doing your best to walk the grounds of earth with a heavy load of emotional wherewithal that you come across in carrying, however, with innocence and vulnerability attached. This is what makes you more alluring and of interest right now in the eyes of Sekhmet compared to Aries and Saggy of fire elements. The reason being is because, again, you are being open, not just in knowing that you have a high ego, but you're open in allowing your ego to surrender into knowing that it doesn't know shit. The only thing it does know is how to protect versions of the multiple ways of who you are. And the thing is, a lot of you have tapped into deep, and I am saying deep because you had to chase your money, right? Or money made things or put things in question, because having something like money makes it easier to have more of whatever you like. But if you have lack of, in this example, money, then the resources to accommodate what you want is difficult. So most likely the case is that you learn the ebbs and flows of emotional trauma and suffering through the hardships of having to show up with some version of a personality that gets bills paid and things functioning. Because the more they function, the better it is for the people involved. And even if you're responsible for creating these people to be involved in your life, like having kids, there are other sense of longingness towards community being associated in Leo, and whatever brings you here or what keeps you in the mockery of liking these signs dedicated to Leo, that there is a need of communal aspects. There's a need of commonality. There's a need to share space with the same species of you, of another human, and share that space. You like people. You like a full room compared to an empty room, okay? Doing these things, walking in that path, have created an element of surprise for you, because the element of surprise is that when trauma happened in your young age, it already caused an ego war. You were already almost inundated to turn off something and then turn something on because you turned something off. Meaning the trauma was turned on, so when the trauma turned on, it turned something off. And this analogy is trying to say what trauma caused was on was blue trauma of abuse, emotional suffering, emotional whatever. That is the most memorable thing that you remember of that trauma, is the emotional aspect of that. What, however, was turned on by that being turned off in that way is the inability. So it's a contradiction. It's off and on, okay? Is never really allowing yourself to be participatory in the alchemic evolution of who and what you are through fire. Through your sun sign fire element, you haven't had a chance to be because of certain trauma, and that trauma stamped the brain, the body, to be like, no, okay, this turned this on. Someone turned that on, so it turned something off. And that off is what your body turned off. Your body turned itself off. It's like, I fuck this shit. We're not, no, thank you. You're going to have to convince me of something bigger than what the trauma caused me to shut off to return on again. And you've been searching for that for a long time. You've been searching and walking in that, call it your faith, call it your belief, call it in looking down so deeply in order to gain the ability and structure to look up again. And you've been able to face something again. You've been able to face yourself. That's the key. That something is facing yourself. And that sets you off and apart from Aries and Sag. And that's, yes, amazing. The King of Wands is telling that story. Was telling that story just now, right? King of Wands is the fire element, right? Yep. You were telling that story, Son of Wands. Yeah. Like I said, you've been open and traveling a different version of accepting something in life. Even if your faith indoctrination's verbiage came in and to trigger something within you, it definitely exposed internal aspects of you that are far-reaching, because you embody feminine that's both feminine and masculine, and you embody masculine that both embodies feminine and masculine, the Lover's energy. Yeah, that's it. They want me to stop. So, there you have it. I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space, and may you keep flowing, growing, and glowing.